Mother and daughter returned to the old house, which had been uninhabited for a long time. The walls were covered with vulgar graffiti, and even the windows had been smashed to pieces. All this was within Dolores' expectations. What truly pained her was how her daughter had changed over the years. Her backpack was filled with antidepressants, and from the moment she arrived, she couldn't be separated from cigarettes and alcohol. Her words were laced with hostility and extremely aggressive, clearly haunted by the events of the past. In Selena's memory, though the relationship between her father and mother was ordinary, he had been affectionate and gentle with her. She only remembered that night when her father sat on the sofa with a bloody face while her mother stood assertively in front of him holding an axe. Not long after, her father mysteriously fell to his death in an abandoned well. Just as Dolores was about to explain the circumstances to her daughter, gunshots sounded from outside. She immediately picked up an axe with practiced ease and went out to confront the threat.
Kill before they put you away!
Come on! Come on, you little chickens!
Facing Dolores' forceful retort, the troublemakers left sullenly. When she turned around, she found Selena watching the scene painfully. Her mother being involved in another murder case had triggered unbearable childhood, and she could only ease her inner anxiety through medication.
Selena, you've been drinking.
No shit.
To avoid further upsetting her daughter, Dolores temporarily ended their conversation. The next day, they went together to her deceased employer's house to collect Dolores' personal belongings, which included all the interviews and reports about her daughter that Dolores had collected over the years. The sheriff in charge of the case was confrontational. Having solved countless major cases throughout his career, his only failure was the case of Dolores' husband's fatal fall. So this time, before his retirement, he was determined to bring Dolores to justice.
I have a feeling we could wrap this up right now, Miss Claiborne.
The sheriff deliberately provoked tension in the mother-daughter relationship by revealing that Vera, the employer, had written a will 8 years ago naming Dolores as the beneficiary. That was $6 million in the 1980 seconds, compared to her weekly wage of $40. This was more money than Dolores could earn in several lifetimes.
What?
Your mother's a wealthy woman, Selena.
Dolores was clearly shocked by this. She never imagined that Vera would leave her property to her. Because her husband was a good-for-nothing scoundrel, Dolores had started working as a maid at the wealthy Vera's house after her daughter was born. Vera was a sharp-heinous, harsh lady with nearly pathological work requirements. Utensils had to be polished enough to see one's reflection. Toilets needed daily scrubbing with vinegar and baking soda. The numerous clothes had to be hand-washed and hung outside the villa to dry in the south wind. Dolores' weather-beaten hands were thanks to Vera. However, the domineering and critical Vera, who couldn't view others as equals, similarly wasn't treated as an equal by her wealthy husband. She had long suffered emotional abuse from him.
Jack, it's 4:30. Don't you want a cocktail?
Until one summer when the couple went away to escape the heat, Vera's husband died in an unexpected car accident. Upon return, Vera became a married widow, and Dolores was upgraded to a full-size time maid. She continued this work for 40 years, until 3 years ago when Vera became bedridden, and Dolores simply moved into her house to care for her.